All right. Welcome to the Community Engagement Commission meeting, Wednesday, October 15th, 6 o'clock. Roll call. Robin Beckdahl.
Here.
Bill Norman.
Here.
Summer Darrow. Here. Leah Stussy. Here. Logan Langford. Gonna excuse Logan. Mark Saba.
Here.
Arlene Fisher-Mar.
Here.
Yay.
I make a motion that I make a motion that we excuse Logan from today's meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are excusing Logan. The agenda. The approvals. Motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved as written. Minutes from last meeting.
I motion we approve the minutes from the last meeting. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, minutes from last meeting are approved. Public comments. Do we have anyone here? Anyone online? Nobody here, nobody online. Okay. Moving right along. City Hall updates, David.
I am honestly going to try to add nothing unless anybody has any questions, because this was updated as of yesterday afternoon, so this is all pretty current.
The only thing that I just have a couple things to make comment of. It says here, where did I see it? City Council, yeah, it was, yeah. It says, also on October 7th, a meeting with LOPD mentioned plans to hopefully involve the CEC as part of a citizen engagement team that will help develop a model ordinance about e-bike use within the city. Does that include scooters too?
I think there may have been a reference to e-scooters.
It does, okay, thank you, Lisa, because I was hoping.
Were you at that meeting?
I was, but I left after the verdict. Yeah,
That
because
may
I
have
was
been mentioned.
hoping it was, because it's not so much the bikes, it is the scooters of the issue.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
but
can I chime in here real quick?
sure, Arlene.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Eastern Rock, I got mine on too.
Oh, okay, good.
So I was going to tell everybody, I was at the farmer's market on Saturday and I held out until 12:30 and then I kind of was like wet and cold. But most of the people that stopped in the tent were very concerned about e-bikes and scooters, and they had stories of how they'd almost more of how they'd almost hit someone.
Yes.
So I'm really glad to see we're discussing that because it kind of appears to be a challenge, and God forbid, a person like me or my husband or Mark accidentally run over one of these crazy kids. It's scary. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
I've almost hit
Agree.
somebody myself because they just completely blew a stop sign.
Yeah.
And I think we need to raise awareness with the parents, because basically you're giving your kids you're not allowed to drive till you're 16, but they're giving them the keys to vehicles that travel at high rates of speed. And it's not a regular bike, it's not a scooter, and they're not following the normal bike and scooter
No.
safety protocols and laws and whatever. And so they're just kind of out willy-nilly. And I see, 4, 5, 6, 12-year-olds probably riding golf carts, start not knowing what they're doing, not looking when they're crossing roads and stuff. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing gets me is, and we'll change the subject, but the thing gets me with the scooters is seeing these little kids pass me in my golf cart going 14. They're passing me like I'm sitting still. And what really scares me is no helmets.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even wear helmets. And I mean,
They'll have 2, 3
So-
kids on one scooter.
yeah, well, I've seen 2 and I haven't seen 3, but yeah, that's scary too. You're right, Leah. But I think this will be a great opportunity for us to put something together in
Yes.
the LLPD, and, let's, definitely be something to look at for, hopefully we can work on it over the winter, have something to roll out in the spring and say, okay, this is how
Once
the
scooter
rules.
season again.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it too. I thought it was golf carts too.
Golf carts are already regulated.
Well,
We already got rules.
They're not enforcing.
Uh,
No, they're
yeah,
not
well,
enforcing.
They might need to
I'm-
put
I
something
can only
about
speak
like
for-
you have to be,
Yeah.
you know,
there's-
16 or
Well,
something to
there's,
drive a golf
what
cart.
they
The
do
licensed
every
driver.
year, the LLPD comes out every year and reinforces the rules on Facebook, just, on,
Yeah, but unless
social
they start
media.
citing people and writing tickets, they don't.
Yeah,
take
that'd
it
be nice if
seriously.
they did, but, okay, Lisa, yes.
See, they've been given more warnings recently, I think, I've seen them.
So I was at the city's presentation at city council, and they were talking about rolling these all into one ordinance so that they're
Yeah,
regulated consistently.
Golf carts too.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes. I
perfect.
heard that. I zoomed in. I
Yeah,
mean,
me
I was
too.
there, but I just zoomed in.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Just to
That's-
clarify.
Did anybody hear, I've been hearing the same complaints, the same worries, the same concerns. Did anyone hear any interesting solutions or creative ideas or anything when they're at farmer's market or anyone yet? If so, we
I've
should,
just heard complaints.
okay, maybe
That's
if we can think of any ourselves or if we.
Well, I've got ideas.
If we hear anything, let's
Oh, yeah.
kind of compile it. So whoever
Yeah.
ends up from our side going in.
Yeah.
All right, anything else on the City Hall updates? Also, there's a great podcast episode that describes the golf cart rules and regulations. So
From 2 years ago, and also
Still
the
applicable.
number one most listened to installment we've done.
maybe you should repost it.
I had,
Okay.
Well, I know you're doing it now because we're all putting them away now,
Yeah.
so, but in the spring, definitely.
yeah, the police chief did what I thought was a nice comprehensive overview about the e-bikes, I think also e-scooter situation a week ago. And I'm planning to do a podcast on that. My first thought was to just take that recording and use his recording from the city council meeting and edit the thing together. But I think the chief and I will be getting together and he's going to re-narrate it for my microphone off of his PowerPoint when his schedule allows. So
awesome.
it was very informative, very well done in terms of laying out some of the information that a lot of people just don't know or aren't paying attention to.
Cool. All right, discussions in business. Presentation, discussion, public engagement on sidewalk master plan. Lisa Key.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I wanted to share with you, so we're gonna be presenting both a white paper on on sidewalk repairs and potential strategies for the city. Right now, as you all know, it's the adjacent property owner's responsibility. And, but we are, as our city ages, we have more infrastructure that is being impacted largely by tree roots that might have been planted in too narrow of a planting strip. And so we want to look at, clearly our community puts a high value on multimodal transportation, bike ped, golf carts, etc. And we want to take a look at how we can maintain the community's asset, which is our multimodal transportation system. So that's what the scope of the sidewalk plan is about. We've actually collected most of the data already. As part of the pavement master plan, we contracted with the group that did the LiDAR on the pavement to also do the sidewalks and also ped ramps. We have a sidewalk condition study, or data back from that, and it's citywide. We also we've developed this white paper to look at what our different options are for funding repairs in a more intentional way. We also, we've collected data as related to the parks plan for sidewalk walk sheds or walk sheds to parks, bike ped trail conditions. And we have a lot of GIS data also. And we're going to basically take all this information, we want to compile it into we're proposing that SCJ Alliance facilitate a focus group that will look at these issues, kind of come up with a criteria for rating the sidewalks, prioritizing it, come up with some recommendations related to the preferred funding strategy. And really shop it with our citizens. So come up with the focus group is going to kind of come up with the meat of the study and our proposed prioritization matrix. And then we're looking to take it out to the community, take it out to the neighborhoods. And one of the things we wanted to propose is that SCJ Alliance would prepare all of the engagement materials with input from you all, of course. And but we'd really like to leverage the Community Engagement Commission to actually do the engagement with the neighborhoods. And because a lot of the feedback will be very neighborhood centric, people will be most concerned about their neighborhoods. So we'll have both citywide questions and neighborhood questions that we're going to want to get feedback. In looking at like the case studies throughout the state of Washington and how different communities have dealt with it, there are basically three choices that you have. You can put it on the property owners as it is now. But we don't necessarily have a way to enforce that at this point. There are things we could do to make it more like if you get a sidewalk violation and you don't repair it in X amount of time, we could do it and then potentially lien the property owner. Doesn't sound very user friendly, shall we say. It's also very, very expensive to do just one panel. So trying to do it more systematically, whether we partner with property owners, and that could be sharing of cost, it could be incentivizing, or it could just be in terms of our entering into an agreement with the property owners, bidding it as a whole with an economy, a whole area with an economy of scale, and then just billing it. It would be so much more cost effective for the homeowners. The third thing is that there's different ways we could fund those repairs and systematically work through our greatest problem areas in the city all the way so that we have an ongoing maintenance program. And where it is city funded, it could be funded through Transportation Benefit District or LID, et cetera. Different ways to fund it. Bottom line is that we'll be presenting some of these ideas to City Council and kind of getting their initial feedback. We wanted to use this sidewalk master plan as a way to really kind of figure out how to move forward to be much more intentional about how we're maintaining our sidewalks. And again, our proposal is that you guys, we have all the data, we just need to put it together and shop it with the citizens. And that's what you guys do best. So I just wanted to have an opportunity to talk to you. Summer and I brainstormed about this a lot one farmer's market Saturday. And I just really think it's an ideal opportunity for us. And I think it's something that the citizens really care about. The residents really care about their safe and comfortable and accessible sidewalks. So
Lisa, you said that the city's gonna focus on residential. Are they gonna work hand in hand with the HOAs then?
yeah, we do want to include some HOA represent, and that is one of the approaches. Again, we're going to just talk real high level on the different options, but that is one way to do it. And we have tried to do that with trees, et cetera, with tree maintenance with varying degrees of success depending upon the HOA. But yeah, that's a really good point. And I think we probably will want to get some HOA representatives on the focus group.
Yep.
But thank you. That's a really good comment. Yeah.
Can you tell me how it's set up now, like with the being on the homeowner? Like, do they have to tear up the concrete, dispose of it, pour it?
Yep.
I mean, how is it written to make sure that stuff meets, like the quality and the specs and
So-
everything with the city?
And
Because I feel like putting that on the homeowner is gonna lead to problematic sidewalks rather than the city managing it, making sure it's done right.
well, it is on the homeowner right now.
Yes.
Mhm.
The way it works is that they would have to go out, basically, they have to get a right-of-way permit if they're gonna block the sidewalk, if they're gonna be taking it out. We do have a program where if there is some lifting, we can grind. That is a short-term solution. And very often, to do the repairs, it may involve either doing some root trimming or actually in
Taking
some
the tree
cases,
down,
taking down the
that's what we
tree.
did. And then put
Um,
in one that you recommended.
So we have to so it is a little bit more complicated. Bottom line is that the homeowner has to do it right now. To do just one panel, it costs probably $2,000 to $3,000 if you can get anybody to bid on it, because there's an opportunity cost. When they're there doing that one panel, that means they're not there doing they're not somewhere else doing a larger project, which is why there's a lot of economies of scale to bid these things together, to get people to go in together. Whether the homeowner pays it or not, we think we can significantly reduce the cost by taking that approach. But as I said, the question is, what does the community want? Do they want to spend tax dollars on it? Do they want to do a transportation benefit district? Do they want to, we could even go so far as to do local improvement districts that are just smaller areas that, agree to fund that. So there's a variety of different ways we could go about it, in a way that is going to be more effective. I'm going to encourage you all. I have a presentation for City Council on Tuesday, and Sue Hudson Rao, our code enforcement specialist, and Ben Turner will be doing it together with me so that we can have a really robust conversation. We also have the scope on there for SCJ Alliance. As I said, I guess I'm looking to this commission to see if you would agree to being the point people on the engagement. SCJ, the scope right now has them preparing, brainstorming with you to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. You bet. Just tell us what you want.
I think that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here
And
for. Yep, that's what we signed up for.
It'd be harder to get no's out of us, I think. a lot
Yeah,
of times.
nah, we're
So
for you.
I'm very excited. The way you're set up as with having neighborhood focus, it really lends itself well to this type of an engagement process that really needs to have both that
Yeah.
citywide and the neighborhood centric perspective. So thank you.
When, if ever, was the last time that this was brought up citywide in any way to citizens in any, what has it ever been?
Not since I've been here, and I've
And
been
when
here
it
for 8 years.
started, was it incorporating any citizen input at all? I assume it wasn't, but
I can't speak to that. I believe that it's always been in the code, and there is, and I want to say this, I do want to say this, that is how most of the jurisdictions in the community or in the area deal with it. It's not a great solution, and you have senior citizens who can't afford to, or people on fixed incomes who cannot afford to get their sidewalks fixed, and it does impact everyone. And so this is, there's been a lot of scuttlebutt for as long as I've been here, but and we've been talking about trying to get this going for a while. And so we're really excited. And as I said, the timeline is actually pretty quick because we have all the data. It just has to be crunched, and we have to have the focus group kind of brainstorm what are the important criteria, how do we want to weight them, and then try and figure out what prioritization might look like, and also have that discussion about what makes the most sense. And City Council may give us some clear direction on Tuesday about which of the methods they're interested in our pursuing.
Sure.
And we are going to be asking them if there are any non-starters
Okay.
in that list. So My intent is to, if they approve the scope on Tuesday, I'm hoping to have the kickoff meeting with the consultants in 2 weeks. They've already seen all the data. I've already shared it with them because they're my on-call planning consultants. So, and in putting together the scope, I thought it was helpful for them to see all that we've already done on it. We're hoping to have the first, like a kickoff meeting with the focus group, either before Thanksgiving or early in December. And then they'll probably need to meet 2 or 3 times more in January, February, January, early February. And then we're thinking that February, March is like engagement season on this. And then hopefully we'll have we'll take that input, finalize the report and have a final report done by early in the spring.
Great.
Summer, if I can say one thing, or bring up some, about 10 years ago, I went around the whole city, took pictures and made a presentation to city council on all these sidewalks that were really messed up.
To get you to this point, Mark.
Well, yeah, I know,
Good
but
job.
it was funny. It was humorous because there was one area along Mission over by Barlow's, well, the old Barlow's, which is now the Penthouse. The sidewalk was just horrendously ugly. I mean, it was terrible. And the current mayor got tired of me listening to me complain about it. He went out and chopped it all up. And at that time, and tried to fix it. Well, the city ended up going out there and fixing it, but you know,
Wow.
that was one thing. But it was basically resorting back to what Lisa was saying. I was told by the city administrator at that time, Katie told me, says, Mark, we'd love to help you, but it all falls on to the property owners and they must fix it. And I go, well, how do we enforce that? Says, well,
Yeah.
we don't have anything in, and we don't.
Wow,
at
this is
time.
great then.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but I tried.
Yeah. Well,
My-
you're not done yet.
My
Well,
old town was like that and had horrible sidewalks, and I really enjoy living in a city where you don't have to look at your feet the entire time you walk because you're gonna trip on
Yeah,
sidewalks sticking up that high.
Well, now is the time for us to think about it too, because, you know, the older sections of the city, we're seeing it now. Newer sections are not, we really have pretty good condition right now,
Sure.
but it's only going to get worse from here.
Mhm.
And so hopefully we can figure something out. I did have one last thought for you. And as kind of leading the charge on the engagement, I wonder if Community Engagement Commission might want to have one person who is kind of is a key informant on the focus group. And that's not something you have to decide tonight, but you guys can have some conversation about that.
Sounds good. Awesome.
You know,
Thank
Lisa,
you.
I have a couple of, so I'm on the HOA board over at the River District, and I had, when I was canvassing, I had so many people talk because we have sidewalks over there and the trees and they're in conflict. But the same thing, it's like, we're all on fixed incomes. I mean, it make a difference if you're working or not working, you still have a fixed income. And the cost of removal of the tree, I've run into people who try to hire some landscapers and fixing their sprinklers, and landscapers are saying, this is crazy. Why would you ever put a tree this close to a sprinkler system? I think the design is inadequate from what I can tell, because I've done some of this before. With sprinklers, the green strip not being adequate size enough, and the tree placement and just the species of the tree.
Right, and we have tightened up on our street tree regulations. In fact, in 2018, we really overhauled it to really require more planting widths, et cetera. It doesn't help much in the older sections, and again, it is irrigation systems typically aren't looked at. We actually tried when we updated the street tree ordinance back in 2018, we actually tried to require root barriers be installed. And we got real pushback from the principal developer of the community. And so, and so it didn't go forward, but I think that as we have an arborist on board now. When we overhaul our development code, he's gonna be looking at our tree standards and helping us update that. And you may well see a requirement for the root barriers, in the next, development code update, which is gonna be happening in 2026.
When I think that then when the design, and when you try to implement that, then there is a cost that the homeowners, I think it's unfairly burdened the homeowners when they move in there and they don't understand.
Although, as I said, that is standard operating procedure for cities throughout this region.
We can be different.
We can be different. We can be different. And one of the things we've seen is that the city of Spokane is trying to be more proactive. If we had lower income neighborhoods, we could potentially go after grant funding for
Right.
some of those low income neighborhoods. Unfortunately, we're not going to qualify for any of the programs like that because of the average income of the community. So,
Thanks.
thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Lisa.
Home for the holidays.
That's me.
Tell us more, Mark.
Okay, well, after our little presentation I gave you guys last meeting, we did finalize everything, and what you saw is what's gonna happen. So, just want to tell you that. We did discuss a couple things, what we're gonna try to do, after the opening ceremony, and we get Santa into the Rotary Room. We're gonna have a kind of roped off area to where people stand in line. But while the kids are standing in line, we're gonna try to have stations set up to where they do crafts or something like that. Kind of keep them busy, okay? Still working on trying to get the choir at the opening ceremony, the Ridgeline Choir. The band won't be able to make it, unfortunately. But this is gonna be kind of the background for Santa and Mrs. Claus. So it's kind of an idea if you want to pass that around. It looks like it's gonna be kind of fun. This is what kind of Mikkel came up with this. The thing during the opening ceremonies, they're gonna be right out here at the parking lot of the trailhead. And with the new restaurant opening up, we got to look out for, we got to make sure the LLPD keeps sufficient parking for them, because we're going to rope off the most of the parking lot to where it's only going to be foot traffic only for the opening ceremonies. And outside of that, that's about all I have to report. Anything you can add to it, David?
I believe, I haven't seen this myself yet, but Mikkel supposedly had put up some of the information here on.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
supposedly last Friday.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, but yeah.
So it's online. I think the plan was to do a separate web page just on this event, so
there is. Yeah.
go to the Parks and Rec page and click around. Supposedly it's there.
Great.
It's the same packet you guys got.
Awesome.
And there'll be a wrap up of that in the next issue of Splash, which I still need to write.
Great. Moving on, farmer's market. The binder. I'm fine. We got some time. I think we can skip this agenda item unless anybody, oh, wait. Look at that. Look at
It's just, it gives me bad dreams.
that. Oh, God. Gorgeous. Pass it down. Okay.
So can I help get that back up to,
Yes, yes. I don't think anyone's gonna take that away from you, Bill.
well,
No one will take it away, Bill.
No matter how much you want them to.
Binder Bill.
it's Summer's baby.
Well, it's
Do we
your
all
baby
agree
now.
with that?
True. Well, I like to start things, pass them on. No, and look, I'll happily help you do things with it. It's fine. Anything on farmer's market, just takeaways from farmer's?
Well, I can chime in. So to make you feel better, the binder is safe and well. I pulled it out at farmer's market, and we had a couple of people asked really good questions. The majority, of course, is, are we going to like the restaurant at Trailhead? And so that was kind of, well, we'll have to see how that goes. So it was, farmer's market was kind of a non-event because of the rain and the cold, but other than that, we persevered.
Thanks for being there for that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Arlene, for covering for me.
How about the whole season? Anyone have any thoughts, takeaways, suggestions for next time?
From when I covered it 5 times, and I thought it was very, it was the normal farmer's market, we answered you usually get the same questions, and
What about the library?
yeah, the library was heavy and
Yeah.
what about this street? What about that street? And I think the fact that we had other commissions there
Yes.
during it helped
Yes.
us a lot. Plus having, city council there also. I think that was a key thing. And I think we ought to look at that again next year. Last year, it was community engagement. That was it.
Yeah.
This year, it was it was refreshing to see the planning commission there, the parks commission,
Yeah.
library. I mean, it really kind of brought everyone together, I think. And I think we ought to continue that for next year.
Absolutely.
I agree.
A lot of the questions I got were about the map that's at the back, so that's great that we have that.
Oh, the other thing I got with Leah was at one time it was, we were doing surveys and
mhm.
come up, would you like to take a survey? Another one? No, seriously, it was like the 5th one we'd done in about 2 months, and people were saying, well, I haven't seen the results from the other 4, and you're asking me to take a 5th. And, so, I think, if we're gonna be looking at surveys this next summer, I think if we're gonna do anything, we ought to spread them out a little bit.
People
Well,
like
at the minimum, we should show them the results. There
Oh,
should be somebody
absolutely,
that-
absolutely.
Results. I'm not even sure I know where some of the results.
I didn't either. I don't either.
That would be something that, I mean, we could chart it. That would be an update we could put in the binder.
I agree.
So that if we do whatever survey we're doing, we create a place for it that allows us to say at any given point in time, here's where this project is. Because it might be in committee with the city council, for example. But even being able to say that would be a good thing.
Oh, yeah, instead of shrugging our shoulders going, I don't know,
Yeah.
which
is-
we
I mean,
did.
often, once we've let go of it, we don't know
Right.
unless.
That's our biggest problem in the process, is that we do this, we do this, we do the surveys, we talk it all up. We get the people to take them, and then it's just drop. We never, you never finish it. And we don't, and we need to have.
I think as a committee, we ought to, but I don't know if we can, as a commission, find out what the results were, because some of these surveys were done by other commissions. And I don't know if we got jurisdiction over other commissions. I
Well, we
don't think so.
don't,
But we
because
still would
we
like to
need
see
work together
results.
and collaborate
Right.
and figure out how to get the results.
That's what I mean. We
That-
gotta
that's what
work
I'm
some way.
saying.
a lot of them are with more of like the long-term planning processes, like what Lisa Key's doing. I mean, these are long processes and they're single pieces of a huge project. So she might not see all that.
I mean,
Well, I
but
think,
we do have some printed reports and some survey results that would easily fit in the binder.
Yeah.
as
yeah.
Printed survey
That's
results.
a great
we
idea
can-
Bill came
that
up with.
we
I
can
think that
create
works.
Should at least
reference.
bring that.
Sorry
in
about that.
Reference.
Oh, you're good, Early. Anything else, Leah, that you were wanting to say there?
No, I have, when we start talking about business for the next meeting, I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea. I don't know if this is right, wrong, or indifferent, but You know, the Community Engagement Commission, what about doing a shred day? It might be late in the year to do it this year since the farmers markets ended. But what about doing a shred day? Shred your document, shred your whatever's important.
Makes a great recyclable gift bag filler
Yeah,
for the holidays.
KHQ
waste
does that
management
twice a
skills.
year already.
okay.
KHQ does it twice a year. They
But
have a
They
shred
do
day.
it here in Liberty
They
Lake?
used to, they did, as a matter of fact, one time I got interviewed in my golf cart with Leslie Lowe and Kalai Chalk when they were here.
The papers are flying, yeah.
But,
Okay, Arlene, that's a good one.
yeah, but I don't think we got anything local. That could work, Arlene, you know.
Yeah, I think it would too. And
Yeah,
I think a lot of people would appreciate it. All of my sensitive documents are in my pantry that need to be shredded. So in the other cities that I've done this, it's really popular. And for community engagement, I mean, that's right up our alley.
yeah,
Okay,
something to look at.
Okay, let's look at that for next year.
Yeah, definitely. You're in charge of it, Arlene.
Thank you. I'll take it. I'll be happy to do it.
You Girl.
all right, anything else on farmer's market?
I had a question. Logan sent me a picture. He took a picture of 6 of these Tell Us More little note cards. I will be honest, I will say I didn't even know these were out there. To what degree are people using these? The only ones I've seen copies of are the 6 that Logan took a picture of the last Saturday or two.
I've gotten.
What
some.
is happening? Does anybody know what is happening to these? Is anybody following up? Does anybody know?
I don't
where these
understand the
go?
process when that's another thing is that they were out there. People gave me their comments, so
On this, one of these?
yeah, and so I scanned them all. Then I gave them to Mark McAvoy, said, can you distribute accordingly, because it went to all the different departments, and then after that, see, that's what I'm saying, we don't have a good process that ever follows up and that ever provides. Did we ever get them either the results or how did we handle it? It just never gets, we don't know how it gets addressed.
Yeah, at the bottom of these note cards say, thank you, a staff member will be in touch. One thing I wanted to do was check, is anybody actually getting in touch from the staff? Of the 6 that Logan took a picture of, actually only 2 of them had contact information on them, and one of them wasn't really a request, and one of them was just a suggestion. Yeah, I just want to make sure that, I guess I need to find out more about this to see if I can
What's
assist.
the-
with any of that.
Tell
Hmm?
us more.
What
What
was
are they
that?
called, those cards?
These, it
What
says,
is
tell
it
us
that-
more.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
Room
See,
for a
click
name,
it.
phone, email, then what would you
See.
like to discuss?
See, click.
I don't know who developed that because it wasn't anyone here.
They are at the farmer's
Yeah,
market.
I know, they
Good
were.
thing
I
I
saw them too,
have
Arlene.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I have no
good
idea who developed it, so we had no direction on it. I never
Is
used it.
that something that's been here at City Hall, maybe? Is it just, like, are they out there somewhere?
I have never seen it
But-
until Logan took a picture and emailed it to me. A
Well,
couple
no,
days ago.
you've seen them from me, because I've sent them in and I gave them to, I just sent them to Mark McAvoy, figured
No.
he could distribute.
Well, David
across
Corey
the-
never saw it.
Get
He
'em
sent it
then.
to Mark.
Are they in the farmer's market box?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yep.
Uh-huh.
Were they there a year ago or like 2 years ago?
I just saw him this
I didn't
year.
notice it.
This year,
Oh,
this year.
I assume, like Robin has said, anyone who's been there, who's actually had some information on them, has gotten them to the appropriate channels, but the rest of us, I don't think, are even utilizing them.
No,
But
But if
I've
it's
just given
something that we-
people Business cards and said, I think this is
This is
probably
the person,
contact
yeah.
the person that you would need to
Yeah.
ask about that.
right.
yeah.
Well, the thing is that if we're gonna use a vehicle like that
They're
in
good.
the,
It's
in the
a good
future, yeah,
vehicle.
you know, give us direction and how
yeah,
the,
we need to respond.
yeah, we need to
Because-
have kind of a rules, you know, here.
Process.
Yeah, a process, exactly. That's something we should look at for next year, definitely. Because I don't know about you, but you know,
Okay.
I've taken many a number and called people back, you know, after talking to a certain
Yeah.
department. I'll just take it on my own to get the questions answered. But if it's something like this would be great.
Maybe for next year's farmer's market, it's a quick look in the bin as a group in some way, go through the contents of the bin before the first farmer's market to see
Yeah.
if there's anything like that, if anything needs updating,
Sure.
have a process for stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
maybe, before the first farmer's market next year, or really anything that we do like that.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to McAvoy about, what we could be doing better with these cards and making sure these go somewhere instead of just gets thrown in
Yeah.
the bin and maybe get lost for the rest of the season.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not saying that that's happened. I just don't know.
It feels to me like something that maybe existed already in the city. That's my thought. It
Mhm.
feels
I would
kind of
agree, Summer.
That it just, oh, this seems like a good place for it. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, but
Yeah.
figure it out.
Plus,
Okay.
plus we will likely have some kind of signage out there next year for C-Click Fix and let people know about that resource, QR codes, et cetera.
Sure.
So I have a plug for the farmer's market, and I want you all to know this. So the two gentlemen, the city gentlemen who worked the farmer's market this past Saturday, they were awesome and amazing.
Oh,
And I asked them, how do you like your job? Are you happy? They couldn't be happier than two clams in a stew. I mean, seriously. And it reflected in their tone, their smile. And so and they came up and checked on Rich and I throughout the event and said, "You guys okay? Need anything?" And I told this one kid, I said, "I need sunshine, buddy." So of course, when the clouds started to part, he comes back and he goes, "Well, I tried." So, I mean, those gentlemen were awesome. I don't know who they were, but they were fantastic. So good job, city.
Thanks, Arlene. I would say that that's been the case for me
Oh, yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
The time I don't see anybody, they're just doing it behind the scenes, and half the time I do, and it's a great interaction always.
It's awesome.
Really, really lucky.
Arlene, I will relay that to Jen Camp and Derek Kosanke and
Yeah.
right people.
Please do, because they were amazing young kids, and I'm just like, buddy, you guys are amazing. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I want to get the exact words. They were happy as clams in soup. Is
In
that?
a stew.
In
In a stew.
Okay.
No, that's
I hope it was a comfortable temperature for those clams, but yes.
And they were very helpful. They came back and forth a couple times, said, "Are you okay? You need anything? You need water?" So hubby and I, we brought all that, but it's just that they checked, we weren't just out there by ourselves. So, and the cool thing is they were young and they were appreciative. So that was cool.
love it. Leah, you had an upcoming opportunity, and then we can continue with our upcoming opportunities if anyone has them.
So our next meeting is November 19th, which is after the election. So I think we need to bring back up recruiting since we're going to be down at probably at least one position. And I don't know, will we have a quorum?
It's a great question.
We'll have a
So-
quorum even if we lose two from the commission. We'll
Okay,
still have a quorum.
okay, as long as everybody shows up to every meeting.
Yeah,
well,
No,
we
you
want-
can lose
The council members don't
Yes.
take office until 1st of January.
Right.
Well, no, that's what I mean. We need to work on.
Yeah, we
recruiting
need to work
between-
on it now,
Yeah.
not wait until January. You're right,
Yeah,
Leah.
that's what I'm talking about.
There'll be another promo for this in the next splash. I keep putting things on Facebook, which gets shared out to a few other places, and, we're just not getting the responses. We do have somebody who has applied for two groups, and we're still trying to follow up. I want to get this person into this one, but I'm biased.
Yeah. I guess if you guys know somebody, like, talk about it. I've talked about it with a couple of people, but I don't feel like it's a huge time responsibility generally, so.
I agree. I've sung the praises of this group for a long time. I think it just takes a very special individual who'd like to participate.
You can put out there, this is a great time for somebody to join anyway.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of added responsibilities during the winter.
Right.
All right, any other upcoming opportunities? No? All right.
Think of any.
If we think of anything, we can bother David about it
I'm
via email.
curious, is anybody interested, and if necessary, to volunteer during the opening ceremonies for Light Up Liberty Lake? if the idea comes up.
For just engagement?
Or just to help out with,
Yeah, we may need some
Parking.
volunteers or, yeah,
Oh,
letting
yeah, I
people know
would
where to
just
go.
Send out the,
we'll let you know.
Do
what
we
day
have
it's
a,
gonna be and times and.
Yeah, what
whatever.
date and time and
It's,
Oh, the date's
Sunday after
November,
Thanksgiving.
Saturday, November 29th at 5 o'clock
okay.
is the opening ceremony.
Hey, David, I have a suggestion. Send that information to Rotary, Liberty Lake Rotary, and there may be some folks that would want to help with that, because there was a lot of folks, including our neighbors here, who were very involved in the holiday celebration. So send me that and I'll get it out.
have we gotten any further with the idea, that we've now just, said how much we love, volunteer signups? The website, et cetera, for any events that are city type events. Anyone want to push that further? Because I think it's great and I think we need it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a, do you want texts? You know, right now I'm on, I don't know which, I get the agenda packets for things, I get different things. Could we get a text for if you're interested in volunteering or anything like that? And maybe this isn't the, event for that, but in general, I think we need to go back to revisit that.
Yeah, like I signed up for, I think it was like the trail maintenance stuff, just to be alerted when there's opportunities. I haven't done it yet,
Sure.
but I'm on their list so that
Right.
when I do have time and whatever, that I can look at it and see what opportunities are out there to volunteer. So if we could somehow come up with a mailing list.
And
did you get any kind of response from volunteering? Did anybody follow back up with you? How long ago was this?
I signed up at the bike swap. And so they just have they had like a thing where you could sign up, put your email, and then they just send out volunteer opportunities via email. But yeah, there's not any follow-up beyond that, but it
What
does.
was the bike swap?
That's a good
And this
question.
was
I want
with
to say
the
it was
city?
like June.
I was
And it
gonna
was
say,
at the
wasn't it
fairground.
late spring,
spring?
early June.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
May.
it was before Rim Ride, so,
The Rim
Yeah.
Ride is in September, but this was in.
okay, yeah, way early.
Yeah, this was before the summer.
I just remember it was
this.
like kind of cold and kind of rainy that
Yeah.
day.
it's what city specific,
It's at the fairgrounds.
okay.
Yeah.
But
we're looking at something here, city specific.
At the fairgrounds.
No, but I'm just saying that you
Yeah.
could start collecting email addresses, and then when we have volunteer opportunities like this Home for the Holidays thing, say, hey, we're looking for volunteers, here's the link to sign up. Because we do that for the pancake breakfast and rim ride with Rotary. We put it out there and we have a link where people who are not club members as well can sign up for
I saw
slots.
that.
And
we have,
to
but we
volunteer.
have a specific city notification system for certain things that you want to be notified in. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking down that very specific
Can we just
channel.
plug into that?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As
Like
one-
people can sign up to be notified, like get on the mailing list.
Yeah, it's just text, right? Is it just,
I think so. In fact, the name is Notify Me.
Okay.
great, and maybe that's department specific, maybe it's event specific.
It- Yeah, it's,
And we're probably right in between
Category
things.
specific,
And we're probably
department-
right in between things a little bit too, but I just want to, let's add that to our next
Yeah,
agenda to sort of follow up on that. So I guess that's a requested item for next agenda. With the notify me or sign up for volunteer. Anyone else got anything for the next agenda?
what specifically do we have on there besides that for next time?
Follow up with Lisa Key,
On.
sidewalk.
Okay.
And maybe we could designate, does anyone right now want to be on the sidewalk?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it?
I'll do it. I don't care.
Well, I feel like you have a vested interest,
Well, I-
a seated vested interest.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and Robin, do you want to connect with him too, more
Well,
specifically if you have
I don't
anything?
think we need two, do
Yeah,
we?
I'll do it.
Well, if you have anything, go to Mark, I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying that because I know River District, being on the HOA, that there was just so much interaction.
Well, that's the other thing too, when this does get to be us actually involved with each specific area, I think that's where we're gonna we'll need your help down there, big time.
Right,
Um,
you know, just having done, it's a really big problem.
Yeah,
It's a problem throughout the city.
sure.
Yeah.
This
It's
week
not
is-
just, it's just not the River District. Trust me, I had to redo my whole, if I wouldn't have replaced, we had to dig out my tree. You know, the tree's 20 years old, so the root system was unbelievable. And you had to tear up everything and put in new tree, I put in a border to block all the roots for future roots, because supposedly the roots that from the new tree are supposed to go straight down, but I'm not trusting that. And I've had to have my sidewalk grinded 3 times, but not now. But now that it's fixed, but it cost me a few grand to get it done.
I know. And
And, you know, my question is they're gonna go through and if the city comes down to subsidize, you know, people to have their sidewalks fixed, my question is gonna be, what about us that already did the initiative and fixed it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
There's-
my other question too about that, and I think this is for next, next
Meeting.
meeting, but you know, what about the people in the process right now?
Yeah.
Right, so I think I'd like to see the data on how many people maybe have already inquired about, how many people are really currently in the process, what that looks like too, because that would also be awful if someone's right on the edge and they're not really aware, and hopefully our engagement would
Yep.
connect with those people. Okay, we have anything else for this meeting? All right, if not, let's go home, adjourned.
8 to 2.
Thank you.